Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Kedington News events update. Later, events coming up in June with lots and lots of Meadowlark. But first, what Kedington got up to in May. Those of you who are regular viewers to this show will know that the Kedington Duck Race usually starts here at the bridge in Silver Street Park. This year, however, despite the day itself being the hottest early May bank holiday since the inception of that holiday, it was only a couple of weeks before that the village was in the grips of a very late and rather unpleasant winter. The wind and the rain and even the snow earlier on in the month caused great damage to the riverbank just a little bit downstream. So, for the safety of our intrepid duck herds, we started the race a little bit further on around the park. "600 little yellow ducks launched into the embrace of the River Stour. With little wind this year, the ducks quickly reached the shallows before the Silver Street Bridge. Oh, here we go. Here's the action starting.
I hope they're not. His head keeps going. 550, 509 and 50. Which one's yours? I'll never get one. All the scared ones. You see, what's that? 190. 38.
From there, they drifted at a stately but steady rate through the shaded woodlands along the side of the meadow. The peace of their journey destined to be shattered, however, with the sudden, unavoidable tumble into the tumult of the weir. Hey! First ducks are over! Those ducks, thrown free of the weir, cleared the final few metres to the finish line in front of a rapt crowd. So which ones do we reckon are going to come in first? Those ones in the middle, you reckon?
Yeah.
And how long is it since you last pressed? Right, okay, we better get these out of the way. It's going to be close.
Getting overtaken.
Right, so which one hits it first? So.
Been overtaken, I think.
Here we go. Whoever hits it first, it's going to be that one. The winner is 3-3-4. The first to reach the line declared the winner. I'm not going to try to explain what makes this such a great afternoon, but everyone always seems to enjoy it so much, even collecting in the ducks at the end. I can safely say a good afternoon was had.
That doesn't make sense there.
40 years ago, the Ketton players took to the stage of Kedington Community Centre for the first time. The play was Noel Coward's Blithe Spirit, and 40 years on, it was with that play that the current crop of players celebrated this milestone anniversary.
I'm getting terribly excited. Please don't. It makes everything much, much more difficult.
The play rested on 3 pillars. Wonderful characters, such as spiritual medium Madame Arcate, played by Joe Blytham.
On the other hand, a great many things might occur. One of you might have an emanation, for instance. Or we might...
The waspish wit of characters such as Leeds Charles and his wife Ruth, played by Carl Duffy and Jill Home.
As far as waspish female psychology goes, there's rather a strong vein of it in you.
I've heard that said about Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar is neither here nor there.
He might well be, for all we know. We'll ask Madame Arcate.
And the sheer confusion caused by the return of the ghost of Charles's first wife Elvira, played by Charlotte Kowalski.
Well, I can't stand another of those dreary evenings at home, Charles. It'll drive me dotty. And I haven't seen a movie for 7 years.
Let me be the first to congratulate you.
What's that, old man? Who only Charles can see.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
One might think the play would run the risk of becoming a dark, morbid horror story, as Elvira plots murder to bring her husband over to her side of the veil, but instead succeeds in injuring his arm, maiming his maid, and killing his new wife.
You say Bruce taken the car?
Yes, she had to go and see the vicar.
Well, oh my God, you have to go out and stop her.
What's the matter?
Well, go out and stop her immediately.
Well, it's too late now. I heard her pull away a couple of minutes ago.
Oh.
The car.
No.
My God, the car.
No, Charles, no.
Ruth was right. You are trying to kill me. You've done something dreadful.
Oh.
Why are you getting in such a state?
Oh.
Hello? Hello, yes. Speaking. Oh, I see. The bridge at the bottom of the hill. Thank you.
But a combination of clever script and talented acting kept the mood light and amusing.
Why, of all the low-down, filthy... Ah, Ruth! Get off! Let go!
Honourable mentions also need to go to the other members of the cast. Ella Rousel,
Oh, sir!
Celia Bramwell,
But how extraordinary.
and whoever that chap is, made a good deal of fuss, for excellent performances that added greatly to the play. Also, well done to the Ketton players' production department for a convincing, well-dressed set, rigged with skill for some clever, ghostly effects that caught the audience nicely off guard when the set suddenly came to life at the end of the final act.
Aha! I knew it!
Ketton Players' 40th year continues with a junior production and a pantomime, both of which I shall be mentioning later in the episode. With Meadowlark coming next month, we're going to need a Miss Meadowlark, and the contest to decide our 50th anniversary Miss Meadowlark and her attendance took place on the final Friday of the month. While our esteemed judges interviewed candidates one by one, there was a big party for both our candidates and their friends, with music and lots of fun things to do, including a free virtual roller coaster. And if you want to have a go on that roller coaster, it will be at Meadowlark, just not for free. At the end of the night, our winners were announced. Miss Meadowlark's attendance this year will be...
Brody Fairclough. What a wonderful crowd you've got here. Our, the second attendant is Darcy Mansfield. Congratulations.
I got this feeling.
And Miss Meadowlark herself,
Darcy Edwards. Daisy Edwards, sorry.
So, well done to Brodie, Darcy and Daisy Edwards, our Miss Meadowlark 2018, who will no doubt be officiating at several events over Meadowlark Week. And we will have a list of those later in the episode. That weekend also saw Kedington Church play host to Kedington Crafts, a village craft fair with an array of stalls selling a wide range of handmade crafts and art items. It was a real display of what talented artisans and brilliant artists Kedington has lurking among its populace. Thus endeth May, and for anyone that was looking forward to the Tony Savage Darts Night during May, it's actually changed date. It's now going to be happening on Saturday, June the 2nd. That's here at the Barnardiston Arms. So, Meadowlark, and here I am in the Great Meadow next to the Kedington Community Centre. For those of you new to the village, it's one of the main hubs of village life here in Kedington, and it's not paid for out of taxes. So a lot of fundraising needs to be done throughout the year to keep all this in one piece, in good condition and, well, standing up. So we have Meadowlark, a little bit over a week of events to that end, to raise money for the Kedington Community Association who look after this place. Of course, it's not just about the money. These are community events all around the village to bring the whole of Kedington together. And it's been going for 50 years now. That makes it our golden anniversary. And for that reason, the theme for this year's Meadowlark Week is gold. And that theme will be pervading many events throughout the week, including the Scarecrow Contest. The Scarecrow Contest will be going on throughout Meadowlark Week, as many strange gold-related characters will be popping up in the verges and gardens of the village. There will be an award ceremony for the best, and if you want to take part and build your own, it's not too late. Although the official closing date will have passed before this video goes out, I'm told late entries will probably be fine, if not expected. For details, get an entry form from the Nisa store, or contact Liz or Matt Garwood, whose number and email address is on posters around the village. The first event of Meadowlark Week will be Meadowlark Bingo on Friday the 8th. It takes place at Kedington Community Centre, and doors and the fully licensed bar open at 7 p.m, for eyes down at 7:30. It's £2 to play, and there will be cash prizes, so players must be 16 years old or over. Saturday the 9th of June brings us the Meadowlark Quiz of the Year, again here at the Kedington Community Centre. Doors open at 7 o'clock for 7:30. The bar opens at 7 o'clock for the whole of the night. And ticket price is £8, which includes supper. Either fish and chips, chicken and chips, sausage and chips, or veggie burger and chips. Because there's food involved, though, you do need to book early. We need you to contact Peter Wilkins on phone numbers that can be found on posters around the village. And you need to do that by June the 2nd. Also, bring your own cutlery. If you don't feel like booking in advance, some late breaking news, you can in fact also turn up on the night. But you won't get supper, and that will only be £3. Take your choice. The afternoon of Sunday the 10th brings us back out onto the meadow for the Meadowlark Duathlon and Fun Run. A duathlon is a combination of bicycle and running race. Runners and riders from the age of 5 all the way up to old enough to know better will be taking part in the gruelling course around the meadow, several times in case of the older riders. Unfortunately, pre-registration is essential, and that closed back on May 12th, but there will be cream teas and refreshments on sale at the community centre, so you can come and relax while you watch everyone else running round in circles. The fun starts at 2 p.m. A more sedate sport to take part in on Monday the 11th. Curling seems to be a very big popular sport at this year's Winter Olympics. But what if you could have all the fun of that without freezing your kneecaps off? Well, we have that. It's called carpet bowls, and you're very welcome to join in at the Meadowlark 50th Anniversary Carpet Bowls competition. This is a really fun evening for regulars or beginners, as anyone trying for the first time will have experts from Kedington's Carpet Bowls Club on hand to teach you how to get your bowls exactly where you want them. It starts at 7 p.m. and it's £2 to take part. Now, this is Meadowlark, and it's simply too big for just the community centre or even the Great Meadow. So, on Tuesday the 12th, it spreads across Arms Lane to the Barnardiston Arms for the Meadowlark Darts Pairs. Could you be the 50th anniversary winner? All are welcome. It's £2 per person, and it starts at 7:30 prompt. We stay at the Barnardiston Arms for the night of Wednesday the 13th for the Meadowlark Cribbage Pairs. That starts at 7:30 and it's £2 to enter, and as I say, that's here at the Barnardiston Arms. On Thursday the 14th, we return to the Kedington Community Centre, where during the regular Thursday Cafe, which happens every Thursday between 2 and 4:30 p.m, we'll have the announcement of the winner of this year's Meadowlark Scarecrow Contest. As I mentioned, the theme this year is gold, and there's still time to enter. The announcement will be made around 4 p.m. Well, it's not just the 50th anniversary of Meadowlark, but the 40th anniversary of the inception of the Ketton Players. As you saw early on in the episode, we've already had a production of Blithe Spirit with the older members of Ketton Players, but for Meadowlark Week, we've got 2 one-act plays by Ketton's junior members. And I've got both the directors here with me. Jenny, what's your play?
The play that I'm doing is called Round the World with Class 6. It's by Nick Warburton, and it's a very suitable play for 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, possibly down to 9-year-olds. There are 9 of them in it, and so far, so good, they're doing very well.
Brilliant. And it's, I presume, a comedy?
Yes, it is.
And is there anything of the plot you can tell us without spoilers?
The only thing I can tell you is that halfway through, the children are in the classroom and they turn the classroom into a boat which sails round the world.
Wonderful.
Trying to be Francis Drake with his boat.
And Rob, you've got the other play of the evening. What are you lot putting on?
I've got the second play of the evening will be Ernie's Incredible Hallucinations by Alan Ayckbourn. It was originally actually the first play performed by the old junior members of Ketton Players. I'm not quite sure how long ago that was, but it's a apt production given the anniversaries that are going on this year.
And again, it's a
comedy. It's about a young man, or in our case a young lady, called Ernie, who daydreams, and his daydreams become real, and the consequences thereof. And yes, that's actually quite a normal Alan Ayckbourn.
Indeed. Yes.
Very Alan Ayckbourn.
Yes. So that's 2 plays, and that will be on the Thursday night. That's right.
Yes, 14th of June.
And am I right in saying it's doors open at 6:30 for curtain up at 7 p.m?
That's right, yes.
And it's £5 a ticket.
Yep.
And the tickets can be got from...
Tickets can be got from Nice Stores, Kennington Butchers, or by contacting Joanna Nicholas, whose phone number is on the posters.
Hang on. Yeah, well, I say we try not to put the phone numbers out.
No,
so
it's on the posters.
Yes. Posters around the village, and also, I believe, in the Ketton Review.
Yes. They can, I believe, or ask for tickets to be left at the door.
Yes.
But all tickets will need to be paid for in advance.
Yes, we expect this to probably be a sellout.
Yes.
But that's good. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that, and I'm looking forward to both plays.
So are we.
So are we.
Aren't we, Ron?
Indeed.
Yes.
And I will mention, keep watching, because there is news of Ketton Players' 50th anniversary pantomime and how you can be a part of that later in the episode. And so, finally, we come to Saturday the 16th, Meadowlark Day itself. There will be piles of stuff happening on the meadow all afternoon, and it starts with the 50th anniversary pageant with all kinds of groups from around the village in various costumes along the theme of gold, although as far as I know nobody yet has decided to go as Spandau Ballet. This starts at 12 noon with a special nod to the history of Meadowlark when, for the first time in some years, part of the parade will be venturing out of the meadow as former Miss Meadowlarks tour the village by coach. And yes, it has been so long since the parade has gone around the village, I only have these still photos and this one clip found at the end of a VHS tape from an unknown year, probably filmed by Ernie Frost. The Miss Meadowlark coach will join the rest of the parade during the costume judging, which happens from 12:30 ahead of the main parade, which sets off around the meadow in grand pageant style at about 1 p.m. This will end up in the arena where the prize for best costume will be awarded, and this year's Miss Meadowlark, Daisy Edwards, will officially open the afternoon. The rest of the afternoon is packed with fun. Around the meadow, all kinds of stalls and entertainments, including a virtual reality roller coaster, train rides, a bouncy castle, Punch and Judy, and since it's the 50th anniversary, an event from the very first Meadowlark, a baby show. Meanwhile, in the main arena, we have all kinds of performances from the likes of Pendragon Fire Eating, Haverhill Karate Club, Kedington Primary School Dancers, and live music from the Sawston Youth Band and Ad Hoc Electric Combo. There will also be a couple of hobby horse races, so look out for those. It's going to be a great afternoon. Dare I say it, whatever the weather. The end of Meadowlark afternoon is not the end of Meadowlark Day for everyone. We have the Meadowlark 50th Anniversary Grand Party. Now, I actually recorded two versions of this segment. One, in case we had sold out of tickets before this video went online, which looked quite likely, and one in case we hadn't. Well, here's the thing. We're so close to selling out of tickets that I don't even know whether there will be any left by the time I finish uploading this to YouTube, even now. So, if you want to come to the Grand Meadowlark 50th Anniversary Party, and you want to enjoy a large summer buffet, a fully licensed bar, and music from the Indie Tones, then the last few tickets may still be available via the Nisa store, Keith Bush, Philip Ince, Carly Loveday, or Lisa Morley on the numbers to be found on posters around the village or in the Ketton Review. But do hurry. But that's not the end of Meadowlark for everyone anyway, because on Sunday afternoon we have the Meadowlark Picnic and Meadowlark Praise. Starting at 4 p.m, it's a great picnic here on the meadow. Bring your picnic, your drinks, and whatever it is you like to sit on. Relax in good company and recover from what's hopefully been a very busy and very fun Meadowlark. And at 6 p.m, the church in the field head into the community centre for Meadowlark Praise, to which all who wish to go are welcome. And that is it for Meadowlark 2018, our big golden anniversary year. And hopefully it will have been a golden anniversary to remember. And Kedington News will be there, of course, to cover as much of it as we can get to, because there is an awful lot of it going on. But that's not the only thing going on in June. Now, we've already had parts of the Ketton Players' 40th anniversary year twice in this video. We've had Blithe Spirit, we've had the kids' production for Meadowlark, but that's not all that's going on in June for Ketton Players, because we have to start preparing for Pantomime. And it may seem a long time off, but...
And this year, the pantomime will be Jack and the Beanstalk, which was the very first pantomime that Ketton Players ever produced. It won't be the same script, though. This is a new modern script by Ben Crocker, one of our favourites. And the first read round of it will be on Tuesday the 26th of June at 7:30.
And that'll give people a chance to come and see what the script is.
And everybody's welcome to come.
And it's quite handy, isn't it, for people who are wanting to find out what parts there are before they audition.
Right. Yeah.
And when do the auditions themselves happen?
The auditions will be happening on the 10th and 12th of July. 10th for anybody 13 and above, mainly for the main characters.
And that's a Tuesday.
That's the Tuesday. And on the Thursday from 7 o'clock till 7:45 for the under 13s, and then at 7:45 for everybody else, and hopefully we will be able to cast it on that night.
Okay. And for those who are going to be part of this performance, and obviously if you don't get a main part, there's almost always a place in the chorus.
Yes.
So for those that are hoping to be a part of the pantomime, when will rehearsals be on a normal basis?
Throughout August, we'll probably do one night a week, either a Tuesday or a Thursday, sorting out music, learning some songs, and hopefully those who have got parts will start learning their lines.
Obviously, we know that people will be on holiday at some point.
The main rehearsals will start in September. Probably only one night a week, actual rehearsals throughout September. The rest will be sorting out the songs and dances. And the pantomime actually takes place on the second and third weekend of December.
So a big Christmas show, and we're looking for all ages.
All ages.
I mean, hopefully, with our Meadowlark production, we're going to have a lot of kids involved already, and we're looking for more. So that's all going very well. And these pantomimes are always really the most fun thing we do in a year, isn't it?
It is. It is. And pantomime, I would say, is whatever we put into it, hopefully you'll get out of it.
Yeah. And if you're at the read-through, I will see you there. And that's it for another episode. We've finished the month with another record hot bank holiday, just as we started it. I'm going to go and melt somewhere quietly until it's time for Meadowlark. But then I'll be there to film everything that goes on. So watch out for the next episode. Can't be too certain when it's going to be. There's often so much we film at Meadowlark that we do more than one episode a month in June. So, if you want to know when the next episode is, subscribe to this very YouTube channel. There will be a button there somewhere, or there will be a little round picture of me on fire somewhere on this screen, somewhere in the last 20 seconds of this video. Alternatively, you could go to www.kedingtonnews.co.uk, where all videos appear as soon as they appear anywhere. There's also a link from there to my Facebook page. Friend me, and I always mention when new videos go up. Now, as I said, I don't know when the next video will be. So until then, cheerio. And do you fancy finishing off with the rest of that bit of video of an old Meadowlark? Yeah, why not? See ya.